Hey everybody, and welcome back to Maximalist Workshop. I just wanted to do a quick update video because I noticed a printer online that I thought was pretty interesting. This is the Creality K1SE. I found a screenshot of it on Facebook and was only able to find the actual listing for it on 3DJake's website for Germany, which means I had to VPN over there in order to see it. It doesn't seem to have been listed on the United States version of the 3DJake website, and I couldn't find it anywhere else except for a page that was written in a language I don't read and I couldn't get Google Translate to recognize. So really this is a unique listing. I hadn't seen it before and I'm really curious about it. In particular, it seems like this is a response to the Bambu Lab P1P. For those who aren't familiar, the Bambu Lab P1P was a printer that came out after the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon, and it was basically a budget version of the X1 Carbon. It has a cheaper screen that doesn't show as much information, it isn't enclosed, it has a different extruder and hot end, and overall it just has a lot of components that make it so that the printer could be sold at a more accessible price. Looking at this machine, it seems very similar in that they took off the K1C's top and its enclosure, but I don't see any other changes. The screen seems to be the same, the print head seems to be the same, so I'm really curious to see what Creality changed. And also, to the extent that the P1P was meant to be a less expensive version of the X1C, I don't really see that happening here. This is listed as being for 389 euros. When I go to the Creality website, though, it seems like the K1C is available for about the same amount of money. 389 euros. At the time of writing this is about $423, so we're looking at about a $40 difference. Now, it's true that the K1C pricing that I'm citing here is Prime Day pricing, which means that it's bound to go up at some point. But with Creality, it really does seem like the sales ratchet down over time, which is to say that once there's a sale at a certain price, that's usually the regular price that you can get the printer at pretty reliably, as long as you're not in a rush to get it on a particular day at a particular time. So $459, I'm calling it. I think that it's going to be a regular price going forward. And that tells me that by the time the K1SE comes out, there's not going to be very much difference in terms of value between the K1SE and the K1C. I know that there are a lot of people who print in just PLA, PETG, and TPU for whom having an enclosure is actually not a great thing because it can cause things like heat creep to become more prevalent. However, I wonder why those folks wouldn't just take the enclosure off for the time when they're not using it and have it around, given how valuable it is compared to having an unenclosed printer. Which actually brings me to the other point that I wanted to talk about, which is the release date. This thing seems to be coming out in September, at least in Germany. So I especially wonder, given that the K2 Plus is going to be coming out right around the same time and is a much more advanced machine, and there are a lot of other printers that are sort of in the wings getting ready to be released as well, how this is going to stack up. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Does it seem like there's a market for this type of printer? Would you buy one? And especially, would you buy one at this price? If you like this video, please leave a like below because it helps us in the algorithm. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. If you have any feedback, we love to hear it, whether constructive or complimentary. Leave it in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks everyone. This has been Maximalist Workshop.